Hi everyone. In this video we'll be looking at the rules for Deathtouch. Joining me again is Magic journalist and game developer Bill Stark. Bill, it's good to see you.
Thanks for having me back, Sam.
Well, Deathtouch is a brutal ability. Creatures that have it are so deadly a single touch from them is enough to destroy other creatures.
Exactly. Deathtouch is one of the most powerful combat abilities we've ever printed. This video is going to show you how this lethal ability works in the Magic 2011 core set.
Well, why don't we start by showing off a creature with Deathtouch from Magic 2011.
Good idea, Sam. Here's Greater Basilisk. Now, it may not look too imposing in combat, but check this out. We'll start with a simple showdown. Your Siege Mastodon, a 3/5 creature with no abilities, versus my Greater Basilisk, a 3/5 creature with Deathtouch. I'll attack.
No blocks.
It's only interesting if you block, Sam.
Alright, I'll block. Let's battle.
Your Siege Mastodon deals 3 damage to my Basilisk, which isn't enough to destroy it. Likewise, my Basilisk deals 3 damage to the Mastodon. The Mastodon's toughness is 5, so normally it could withstand this damage.
But with Deathtouch, the Mastodon will be destroyed anyway.
Exactly.
So Deathtouch is clearly very strong whether you're attacking or blocking.
And other times too. Remember, it's not just combat damage that makes creatures with Deathtouch so deadly. Any damage will work. Let's see another example, this time using Gorgonflail. This example also uses Prodigal Pyromancer, a returning favorite in the Magic 2011 core set. Its activated ability lets it deal 1 damage to a creature or player. This powerful ability becomes dominant when combined with Deathtouch. Let's take a look. My Prodigal Pyromancer is equipped with Gorgonflail, an equipment from the 2010 core set that gives the equipped creature +1/+1 in Deathtouch.
Well, my Siege Mastodon is back, but I get the feeling that it's not gonna last.
Shoot it!
What?
I mean, I'll activate the Pyromancer's ability to deal 1 damage to the Mastodon.
Great, and because the Pyromancer has Deathtouch, any creature that's dealt damage by it, like my Mastodon, is destroyed.
You've got it.
Well, that was pretty sweet, Bill. Now, the creatures that fall victim to other creatures with Deathtouch are destroyed, so can they be regenerated?
Absolutely. In fact, you've hit upon a pretty interesting rule involving Deathtouch. Let me set up an example. Okay, so in this green versus green matchup, my Greater Basilisk is squaring off against Sam's Cudgel Troll, a 4/3 creature that can regenerate for 1 green mana. I'll attack, and in an effort to save time, Sam, you're going to block.
Okay.
No worries, Sam, I got this. The Troll is going to deal 4 damage to the Basilisk, whose toughness is 5, so no problem there. The Basilisk, however, is going to deal 3 damage to the Troll.
Well, 3 damage is enough to destroy the Cudgel Troll normally, so I'd have to regenerate the Troll before combat damage is dealt, if I wanted to survive.
Correct. Now, even though the Greater Basilisk has Deathtouch, you'll only have to regenerate the Cudgel Troll once. It's getting destroyed 2 different ways, but at the same time, so 1 regeneration shield will do the job. This is also true if a creature manages to get multiple instances of Deathtouch, like if the Greater Basilisk is equipped with a Gorgonflail.
Good stuff, Bill. What else do we need to know?
Well, so far we've looked at Deathtouch kind of by itself. Combine it with some other abilities, and it really shines. First up, Trample.
Oh, let's take a look.
In this example, I have a Dustdale Worm, a 7/7 creature with Trample equipped with Gorgonflail. So the Worm is currently an 8/8 creature with Trample and Deathtouch. Sam, I think you know what's going to happen here. Attack.
I knew this was coming. I guess I'll block with my 3/3 Canyon Minotaur.
Okay, when it comes time to assign and deal damage, because my creature has Trample, I have to assign what's called lethal damage to the blocking creature. Then, for the rest of the damage, I can assign it to the blocking creature or the defending player, however I choose.
Well, normally lethal damage is an amount of damage equal to the creature's toughness. For a Canyon Minotaur, that means you'd have to assign 3 damage to it. So how does Deathtouch change what's happening?
Well, as we've seen, even 1 damage from a creature with Deathtouch is enough to destroy another creature. Thus, 1 damage is considered to be lethal damage. I have to assign just 1 damage from the Worm, not 3 to your Canyon Minotaur.
And the other 7 you can assign to me?
Yep. Now I may want to assign more than 1 damage to the Minotaur in case you had a spell or ability that prevented damage. Since that's not the case here, I'll assign the remaining 7 damage right to you.
Ouch. Deathtouch and Trample are each powerful on an attacking creature, but together, they're nasty.
It gets better, Sam. A creature with Deathtouch can be particularly effective if it can take on more than 1 creature in combat. In fact, I've got 2 perfect examples.
I can't wait.
In this first example, I have a Palace Guard equipped with Gorgonflail. That makes it a 2/5 creature with Deathtouch that can block any number of attacking creatures.
And I've got a Canyon Minotaur, a 3/3 creature, and an Armored Cancrix, a 2/5 creature, which I believe are about to become any number of attacking creatures.
Right you are, Sam. Of course, I'll block both with my trusty Palace Guard. Now, my blocking creature is blocking more than one attacking creature, so I have to put your attacking creatures in a damage assignment order. This tells you a bit about how I'm going to assign my combat damage. I have to assign lethal damage to the first creature in that damage assignment order before moving on to the next one.
Okay, so this helps me if I have a damage prevention effect or other combat trick, because I know which creature to target with it.
Right. Now, I'll put the Canyon Minotaur first, then the Armored Cancrix. To make it clear, I'll move the Cancrix behind the Minotaur.
Okay, so now we're at the combat damage step. My creatures are dealing a total of 5 damage to the Palace Guard, so it'll be destroyed.
Right. My creature has to assign lethal damage to the Canyon Minotaur before it can assign damage to anything else. But as we saw in the last example, as little as 1 damage is considered lethal from a creature with Deathtouch. So, I'll assign the other 1 damage to the Armored Cancrix, aiming to destroy them both.
Now, you could assign the other 1 damage to the Minotaur if you wanted to.
I could, but I won't.
Of course. So, all 3 creatures are destroyed.
In this last example, we're going to have everything. Deathtouch, Trample, and multiple creatures in combat.
Bring it on.
Prize Unicorn is a creature with an ability that says all creatures able to block Prize Unicorn do so. Thanks to the Gorgon Flail, it has +1/+1 in Deathtouch. Thanks to the Savage Hunger, it has +1/+0 and Trample. All told, a 4/3 death machine.
And again, I've got a Canyon Minotaur and an Armored Cancrix. Clearly some sort of Minotaur Cancrix deck.
But this time it's my turn, so I'll attack with the Prize Unicorn.
And I have to block with my 2 creatures.
As we saw before, I must now put your blocking creatures in a damage assignment order. Again, I'll put the Minotaur first, then the Cancrix.
Alright, I have no tricks, so we'll move on to combat damage. My creatures deal 5 damage again, so at least I know I'll take out that unicorn.
Indeed. First, I have to assign lethal damage to the Minotaur, so 1 damage there. Thanks, Deathtouch. Then, lethal damage to the Cancrix, another 1 damage. Now that I've assigned lethal damage to all the blocking creatures, I can assign the remaining damage to you. Thanks, Trample.
And I'm dealt 2 damage, and all the creatures are destroyed. It's pretty devastating.
And that's Deathtouch. You can see how cool and powerful the ability is, and that's why it can show up in any set.
Outstanding. Well, thanks again for being here, Bill. You know, it's always a pleasure to get beat down by a master. Well, have fun, everyone. We'll see you next time.